past a massive pile of wood and a skip in Weston and thought, well, we'll try and do something a bit positive, run a fully functioning wood recycling project. It's a bit like going fishing. Sometimes you come back with a really good haul, sometimes you come back with stuff that's not so good and you've got to throw it back, basically. We got the idea from the local paper. We read about the Bristol Wood Recycling Project, and we thought that would be a good thing to do in Weston. Integral to the whole project is the collection of wood. That's the vehicle through which everything else kind of happens. We started by kind of calling up local builders and businesses and kind of explain to them what we were going to hopefully do, and try and get them to look at other ways of getting rid of their wood waste, like pallets. If you're knocking down a house, you're going to produce lots and lots of waste wood. So we explained to them that what we would try to do was collect their wood rather than them put it into a skip, and we would take it back to our yard and we would kind of sort it out and reuse it. So a whole chunk of that wood that would have maybe gone into the landfill or just get wood chipped, we would take out and reuse by either kind of selling it on to the public or kind of sticking it on the shelf and having it there so we can make things. Then we've got the wood on the shelf and then we can just go straight to that wood and use it to make a product or make a commission. Everything's made out of 100% recycled materials. You've got the wood, sometimes you have to use other things as well, like screws. All the screws we use are basically screws that we've taken out of bits of wood we've collected. They go into a drawer and then they get put back into other bits and pieces that we make. So, it's 100% recycled materials. We've got a team of volunteers that go out and do the collections. They, in one of the two vans, they'll go out. They all know the places where we collect wood from now. We've got very good relationships with our customers. Bring it back here, and then it either gets denailed, sorted out, squared off, made good, and put on the shelf for people to buy or for us to use. We've got about 25, 30 volunteers coming in every week. The project couldn't run without them. They collect the wood, they sort the wood, they make the products, they man Clarence Park, they do a lot of the retail, they deal with the customers. The project, I guess, still is kind of 90% voluntary. We've been really lucky in the volunteers that we've had. I've been amazed myself about how kind of committed the volunteers have been, and really often I find myself thinking that you couldn't ask more of them if you were paying them to do what they're doing.
I've been here for about 2.5 years, been a volunteer for 2 days a week. Enjoy making things with wood and slowly got better at making things. It takes quite a long time to improve each time, but it's helped me to actually enjoy what I'm doing.
Working here has helped me, yeah, definitely. It gets me out and gets me doing things. People here are very friendly. We work together quite well.
It's quite a good project. I think they don't put you down. They treat people the volunteers with respect.
Obviously, it works both ways. We get something from it, and that we can run the project with their support. But they come to the project for something for themselves as well. So a lot of them have had drug and alcohol addiction problems. Some of them have got learning difficulties. Some of them have got mental health issues. Some of them have been unemployed for a long time. Not everybody on the project is a volunteer. At the moment there are 3 paid people, one of whom is me, and then you've got Tom and Jim as well.
Before I started volunteering here, I was at university. I did an aerospace engineering degree. Started volunteering here just as a sort of, just something to do really, and it grew from there. I started off with Rog driving the van and all that kind of stuff, collections, and then moved on to woodwork, supervising people, pretty much everything that sort of comes up that I need to do.
Jim is perfectly suited to this project because he's very community minded, he's very people minded, he's very caring, he's very practically minded, very skilled. We needed somebody who could make things happen and solve problems.
My role is basically to make sure that things happen here, and everybody in here benefits from being in here. That's me included. That's the volunteers, that's our customers, that's to make sure that we keep things ticking over. We don't judge people when they come in here, we let the world do that outside, yeah? We work with people as they are when they come in here. They might have social problems, they might have problems of communication, they might have problems of confidence. What we'll do is we'll help them to overcome that. We'll put them in situations, gradually put them in situations where they can improve themselves, so it's easier for them on the outside world.
The last couple of weeks I've been making a rabbit hutch, which I'm really happy with, so I'm just learning new skills.
I hope to be here for a while. I don't want to be here, in short term. I want to. I'm keen to learn.
I was on job seekers allowance for 6 months, and then once you're on 6 months, they put you on New Deal through Prospects, and that's how I came here.
My name's Graham Humphreys. I'm the operations manager for Prospects in the Southwest, and we're known as Prospects Employment and Training Services, working mainly with people that are currently unemployed and looking to return to the labour market. We came to work with Somerset Wood Recycling about 18 months ago. We've had roughly 50 customers working at Wood Recycling. One of the reasons for putting the customers down to the Somerset Wood Recycling is they're a very good work experience placement. They give customers structure, they give them a reason for getting out of bed in the morning. It's a very good opportunity for people. The Wood Recycling are good at working with people who are slightly harder to help sometimes, helping them overcome their barriers.
We find that most of the people we get here with long-term unemployed, people with mental health issues, and and the addicts as well. They all very much have got some level of, I wouldn't say disorder, but certainly a personal quirk. We've all got them, and some of them work for us. But so these people, unfortunately, have got quirks that work against them. And the difficulty is trying to make that work for them to use that quirk for their benefit and not for them to be exploited and rejected for it.
It's helped me a lot. It really has. I get on with the people here.
The best things about it is the people and learning new skills and working with wood and that.
Anywhere you can get wood from, mate, we've had it. It's been of various quality, but most of it we've been able to do something with. We've maybe been a bit, we've been lucky really, because we've managed to, with each challenge we've had, that is each weird bit of wood we've picked up, we've been able to build something or think a way around something. This is all stuff that's been made in the workshop. We managed to blag some flowers off some people from another charity. These are all ready for the autumn and for the winter, for the birds. Over there we got boxes that we sell for planters. They're from Ford's, and they were for moving drive shafts. See those tool boxes there? Yeah, they're actually small owl boxes. They're all made to a special specification so that owls can nest in the top of the trees, and there's a little ledge in the front if you look, and it stops the babies from falling out and crashing to the floor and dying. So they're, we've had 2 stolen actually. Maybe the owls pinched them. We can't quite work out who would come and nick them, but we've had 2 nicked. We recycle 80% of what we pick up, which is a really high percentage given the amount of volume that we pick up. Yeah, I'd say out of that 80%, I'd say 40% of that is probably sold, yeah, and the other 40% goes into be made into stuff. The larger of the buildings we use to refurbish benches that we get paid for to do by the council, and that's all done by volunteers. What it was, the park rangers, we found out were spending an inordinate amount of time and public money doing up benches that have been vandalised. And we picked up on that, and Tris went in and basically blagged it from the council and said to them, look, we can do this.
My name's Rafika Usui. I'm the Community and Leisure Officer for Weston-super-Mare Town Council. Part of my job involves parks and play areas and community networking. One of the main projects we've been doing with our parks and play areas is using a company called Somerset Wood Recycling Yard. All their products are obviously recycled. They've done various projects for us, like the Wishing Well, which was kindly donated to us by the recycling yard. They've also made benches for us. We've just asked them to make a large picnic bench for Edinburgh Park. So they're constantly working on our parks and play areas. We're also giving them other projects to do and challenging them all the time. Given their due, they've always come up to what we've wanted, and we've always worked together quite well.
The project is primarily about progressing people now. It's not so much about kind of saving wood from going into waste, going into landfill. That's what we do. I mean, that is a natural byproduct of it, and that's the vehicle for how the project can happen and for how we can work with people. But the primary thing is working with people.